Hello and welcome to One More Customer. Thanks for joining us today. Let me briefly introduce you to our host and our special guest. Fran Tarkenton is an NFL Hall of Fame quarterback, serial entrepreneur, and small business advocate. He led the Minnesota Vikings to 3 Super Bowl appearances and retired holding every major passing record. But his passion has always been for small business. Over the last 40 years, Fran's built more than 20 successful companies, and he's been an advocate for small business owners for more than 20 years. In that role, he's worked closely with DECA, the Small Business Administration, the NFL, the University of Georgia, and many other esteemed organizations. Our guest today is Atlanta-based entrepreneur Bonneau Ansley. Bonneau is the top-selling real estate agent in the metro Atlanta market and founder and CEO of Ansley Atlanta Real Estate. His firm engineers an experience for clients that has been recognized by the Wall Street Journal and has earned numerous awards in the industry. Bonneau and Ansley Atlanta are also proud to support Children's Healthcare of Atlanta by donating substantial proceeds of sales to their local hospitals. Bonneau is a business owner who's in the market every single day and knows firsthand the challenges of making sales and building a successful organization. Today, he'll share his experience and insights. So sit back and enjoy this edition of One More Customer.
Flash wide to the left, Gilliam in the slot to the left. First and goal from the 7. Fran rolls to the right, dumps it out, caught by Foreman, touchdown! Fran Tarkenton's record-breaking 291st career touchdown pass.
Think about that in your life now. Who's in control of your life? You are.
Thank you for joining us. We do this for you. We're going to help you have more success in your business or start a new business or understand what success is about and how do you get there. I'm 78 years old. I'm still searching. I'm still asking questions. I want to hear more. I want to read more. But I want to hear it from people who actually get it done. Does that make sense? I learned to be a quarterback by talking to the great quarterbacks of my era, the Roger Staubachs, the Don Merediths, the John Unitas, the Wyatt Tittles. Now they go to Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. They want to hear, how'd you do it? We're bringing you people every month that know how to do it. And the reason I know they know how to do it, they've done it. And that's why it's so good that we have Bonneau here today. Bonneau Ansley has done some amazing things here in Atlanta in the real estate market. Turned it upside down. Now, you say, I'm not in the real estate market. Well, you don't have to be in the real estate market. It's about performance. It's about figuring it out and getting things done. And Bonneau, you know, it's so amazing because I've watched from afar. Then I've watched from closer. In 3 years, in this big mega market of it, metropolitan Atlanta, Georgia, tell these people that you started your business 3 years ago and tell them where it is today.
Well, Fran, first of all, this is an honor. Thanks so much for having me out here. This is a true, this is super to be here. And I'd love to tell the audience how we started. 3 years ago, I started Ansley Atlanta Real Estate. And, you know, in that time, we'll do about $1 billion worth of sales this year.
$1 billion with a B.
$1 billion with a B. We'll do close to $25 million in revenue. And we are
25 million in revenue. That's what you get from selling the houses.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Amazing.
Yes, sir. We've got the best team, the best agents I think of that anybody could put together in Atlanta. We've probably got 140, 150 agents right now.
But you started with zero.
We
3
started
years
with
ago.
zero.
How do you get there? To 25 million in revenue. How did you do that? What did you figure out?
Well, anybody can provide a nice office and, you know, open up for business. And we did that with a little bit of a different spin on it. We wanted to provide an environment, a culture that you can't replicate, you can't duplicate. And we put a group together where people want to be part of it, just like a winning football team that you were on. You know, you were the leader and you had great people around you and people wanted to be on that team. Well, that's what we've created. And we started with a few folks and we've grown it from there. And it goes to the culture. We've initiated, we've got a great person in our office named Julie, who's our Chief People Officer.
Chief People Officer.
So she is there primarily to help all the agents and all the people in the office with anything that's going on in their lives. You know, she's a psychiatrist. She's she helps, gives them the tools they need to be successful agents, and everything in between. We've got a chief motivating officer, which in a normal real estate office would be a managing broker. But he is there to make sure that you're motivated, that you come in on time, dressed for success, and ready to go with goals and a path to get there. And I think that the balance between an environment, a culture that's great with a motivating mentor side, it's the recipe for success for these agents.
But to get the culture right, on a football team, championship football teams, they have 53 players in that locker room.
Yeah.
If there's one cancer in that locker room, they have no chance to win consistently.
Right.
Business people don't understand that. They think it's all about having the biggest this, the car, the house, the offices, dressed. It's the culture is a culture of caring. Is that not?
It's exactly right. And we've been able to grow so fast because we have limited our growth.
Okay.
We're an invitation-only company to join us. And we have turned down more people than we've said, hey, you're a right fit, and we can take what you've already done and make you better.
How do you determine what's the right fit? Someone comes to you guys and says, okay, I've got a real estate license, I guess, right? They've got that thing. And why? What do you ask them? And what goes on in your interview?
They want to be better. They're coming to us because they've seen agents in our office come in doing $4 million a year in volume and finishing the next year with us at $18 million.
Wow.
That's a tremendous jump. And they want to kind of see and learn from what we're doing to be better. We don't want somebody to come in and just because they've been doing $8 million a year and just continue at $8 million. They want a shot of adrenaline. They want to learn something from the other folks that we've got. Our office is a collaboration. The agents come in and they learn from each other. And as you said, if you've got one bad apple in there, that ruins the whole culture for everybody else.
So you make sure in your team, which now probably, how many agents do you have?
We've probably got 140, 150.
140, 150. And when you started, you maybe started with one or yourself?
We started with a couple.
Couple. But it's the same principle in it. With 2 or 150, you got to create that culture of love, of caring.
You do.
Of being there for each other.
That's right.
Mentoring,
That's right.
training.
That's right.
Coaching. Wow. So talk about how you started figuring out things.
Well, you want to be a value add for everybody that comes in. And I've been a salesperson since 2009. Fran, I always hadn't been a salesperson. I was in development before that.
Yeah.
And for all the entrepreneurs out here that are listening, sometimes you got to pivot in your career. I went to University of Georgia, Terry College of Business, just like Fran did, and started off building houses and developing down in coastal Georgia and South Carolina. Things were really, really great in my 20s. When I got to be about 30, I moved to Atlanta and thought I was going to, be a huge developer in Atlanta. Well, that plan failed when I finished my big development in 2008, right when Lehman collapsed.
Yeah.
So at that point in my career, we just had our first kid. And I said, look, I can't be a developer now. Nobody's going to lend any money. The project I just finished just got taken over by the bank. So I went to the bank and said, hey, can I go and sell this product? Nobody's going to be able to sell this better because I know this inside and out, and I'm going to do you a great job. They said, sure, Bonneau, go ahead and sell it. So that was 2009. And from there, I started as a salesperson. And every year since then, I've been able to double my business. That's hard to do. Every year, you have to reinvent your business and do something uncomfortable to change to make it good. I got comfortable getting uncomfortable.
Talk more about
I
that.
got comfortable getting uncomfortable. So what does that mean? So to go from my first year, I sold $16 million. The second year, I sold 44. The third year, 72. Fourth year, 144. And I kind of capped out at selling personally about $175 million worth of volume. Once that happened, I got bored again and I said, I got to get uncomfortable again. So then I started the business 3 years ago, Ansley Atlanta
Started
Real
hiring
Estate.
other people and bringing them in and teaching them.
That's exactly right. But what I mean by getting uncomfortable, in life, you can take a steady, path. And once you kind of get enough money for your family to go to, the country club and private schools and maybe buy a Mercedes, right? You might not want to go anymore. Well, my DNA and a lot of DNA of all the entrepreneurs that are listening to this show, they want to have a thirst for keep improving. And I don't know if it's a disease or whatever it is for me, but every year I've got to do something different or I'd get totally bored, just like I did in school. I was a terrible student, Fran.
Yeah.
And every time they try to teach something to me, my mind would wander and I'd get totally bored and I got terrible grades and I couldn't wait to get to the business world.
Yeah.
But in the business world, you've got to change the way you're doing things for the better every single year to keep going up and keep doing different things.
How does that mindset happen? It almost is naturally with you. But now you got to pass that on to the people that come in. But it's part of your mentoring, isn't it? You're teaching them how to get in that mindset of winning, of helping people, of earning more money, better lifestyle for your family.
So I never really talk about the money because if you're doing the things right, if you're teaching and you're street fighting, I'm very competitive and I want to make sure that I get every single listing I go after, but I'm always incredibly prepared when I do that. So when I go and sit down with somebody, I'm not going to lose the listing because I'm going to come not dressed for success, not have my materials together, not have already done a report to figure out what their house is worth and how I'm going to market it. You got to be prepared to be able to get things done.
So when you sit there, you know these people as well as they know themselves and what they like and what they want.
That's right.
So it's the preparation. That's so key to everything. In football, we watch college football, we watch pro football, even high school football. And you can tell if that team is really prepared to go against whatever team they're going against. And it's the preparation. God, you and I both didn't probably like tests in school, but if you don't prepare, you don't make it. And really, preparation is something people don't talk about in business, and it's key.
It's key, and also adapting new technology, right? Golly, with the new Apple phones, one comes up every single year, right? But with us, first of all, real estate is a relationship game. There's new companies coming all over into Atlanta and other places and say, we got the best technology, we're a technology company. Well, that's great and all, but at the end of the day, you're hiring me, you're hiring my agents because of their relationship and their white glove treatment they do for you. Not because of the technology, even though we're going to arm our agents with the absolute best technology, no demand, and we're going to stay ahead of it. I invest and buy parts of other companies like artificial intelligence. I just put up money in a company called First.io.
Yeah.
They have the best technology in the world to arm our agents with the to see if any of their contacts are about or should be about to put their house on the market due to things artificially that this company finds out about them. And if you can have the best technology and then arm your agents, or not even agents, your salespeople, if you're in another field, with everything like that, you're way ahead of the game.
What drives your technology? You said the key word. It's relationship.
It's everything.
But so many people think it's sales is I want to sell.
Yeah.
And it's numbers game, and they forget that we buy from people that like us or we like. And people do
trust.
business with trust. It's trust, it's relationship. There's no shortcut to that. And it's they feeling that I know it's because people that do business with you, they feel that you are working for them.
They are, but you've also got to understand your database and understand your friends and your people that you're trying to sell to. You need to also, I call them relationship builders. Those are people that you go and you really cultivate those relationships that you might not sell a house to. Those are your accountants. Those are your doctor, your lawyer, your guy that runs family offices, right?
Yeah.
And you cultivate those relationships because those could be career builders.
Yeah.
Opposed to just keeping up with your sphere or farming a neighborhood. That's what we do as an agent, is farm a neighborhood and send postcards and newsletters. Think bigger than that. Go find career builders, right, that can really move your business in a bigger way. And those are 10 people that you should always go after.
That's very interesting. All right, you've done something here. This is really a classy book. Tell
thanks,
the
Fran.
people why you did this.
Well, we send something like this out twice a year. This is called the Ansley Collection, and instead of having a big house on the front, this is more of a lifestyle magazine. We've got a famous chef here cooking in one of our kitchens, and then inside we've got great photography and things like that with all of our houses in here. And you want to hit people a lot of different ways. And we have an Ansley paper, which is like a newspaper that we send out in the spring. We do the Ansley Collection, which is our big fall book that's nice enough to keep on your countertop. And you know, we have the best website and best social media followers, and you know, that's organic. All that stuff happens over time, and we really put a lot of focus onto that.
You want their experience to be a experience of, I'm comfortable here.
Right.
I think these people really care about me and what I'm doing to help me buy a house or sell a house and do it in the best, most professional way. It's not so hard to do, is it? I mean, it's just a matter of a mindset to do it.
It's exactly right. But we also teach how to sell and how to be a trusted advisor for somebody. You know, people, you know, aren't going to remember what you say when you're in a listing appointment. They might even not remember what you do in a career, but they always remember how you made them feel. And if you can go into a meeting when you're trying to, sell somebody that you're the best person to go market their house, which is usually their biggest financial asset.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that they feel that they can trust you, that they can feel that you really love their house and have passion about selling your house. And when they leave, they might not remember all the stats that you told them, or how great you are and what you're going to do for them. They're going to say, that guy had a lot of energy and he made me feel good. And for all you entrepreneurs out there, that is a big takeaway, I think. And I learned that kind of later in my career, but it's really helped me the last, decade or so since I've started my business.
I use the word authentic.
That's a great word.
You're making yourself, by what you do, authentic.
Right.
I respond to that, don't you?
Oh, I think it's everything, Fran. I think that, being around people that you want to be around, even the guy that might manage your money, a money manager, right? You want somebody that's authentic, that you can call, and that's not just promoting BS or promoting jargon and stats to you, I think it's highly important.
And you follow that up with doing what you say you're going to do.
That's right, or overdoing.
Or overdoing and making that experience. Again, we don't talk about relationships enough. I mean, I work with big businesses, medium-sized businesses all across the world, and the lack of caring at the highest levels is horrible.
Culture eats strategy for breakfast.
I like that. I love that.
And you can have all the strategy in the world and all the technology in the world, but if you don't have a good culture to come into the office and be surrounded by people that motivate you every single day, whatever the strategy and the big ideas you have aren't going to be implemented. Culture is everything.
With your people coming in, 140, 150 people now, by having more people, you don't see them quite as much and so forth. What are you really trying to get them started to do and getting this culture going? And what is your coaching and mentoring to them on day 1 through day 30?
Well, even though we've got 140, 150 people now, we are growing. And I always still have small group dinners every other week with people in the office because they are now the carriers of the culture.
Yep.
And if you go through our office, you'll see everybody from the director of first impressions at the front desk to our CPO or our chief motivating officer to the technology or human resource person. The question is how can I help you today? And now I've seen agents ask other agents in our office, how can I help you today? You having a good day today? What can I help you with? That is awesome. And that's the difference between having a good culture and not having a culture at all. Is that collaborative environment.
Yeah, and that doesn't change whether you're in the football business, sports business, the real estate business, the Apple, or any of the other great companies out there. Right. That's the key ingredient right here.
It is.
People, doing the right thing, culture, authentic, that works.
It works.
What's next you've had the success, and here you are. How old are you?
43.
43. I bet you've been doing this kind of work all your life. I bet you started building this culture when you were a kid doing some kind of work.
Well, I've always made people feel good about themselves. And, when I was in school, nobody really made me feel good about myself. I wasn't a good student. I was dyslexic. I was a decent athlete. That kind of got me through high school. And when I was able to kind of get a taste of owning my own business, my first business was I started printing T-shirts at University of Georgia. And I used to sell them to all the fraternities and sororities in town. And it was great. I was, had a decent wallet size in college, and that helped with the ladies a little bit. but getting that kind of taste of business early on and just taking it from there I've had a great time and I've loved it.
Then you're telling me you learn business by doing business.
You got to get in there. In my 20s and 30s, I always said yes to everything. Right? In my 40s, you got to learn to say no and be able to kind of laser focus with what you want to do. In your 20s and 30s, I can tell entrepreneurs, try everything you can. In your 40s, kind of get laser focused on what you want to do because you'll be pulled in a lot of different directions.
And there are a lot of people out there who are pontificating and they got the strategy and the 7 habits of success. What we bring to you each week is people like Bonneau who have done it and are doing it and are continuing to grow, because that's who you learn from. That's who we all learn from, who he's learned from, who I've learned from. And if you open yourself up to this kind of learning, things happen in your life. You're figuring it out. When you figure it out, great things happen.
Fran, thank you so much.
Thank you
It's
for
been
being with us.
a great trip, and thank you very much.
And thank you so much for joining us. We want to preach this message of entrepreneurism, small businesses, and how you become successful. This changes America. It changes the world. And many people like Bonneau are doing that. Come join us every month, and we'll bring more people like Bonneau to give you ideas that can help you knock the cover off the ball.